If I had $1 for every person that has reached out to me and asked me if that's me yelling during the opening theme to this show, I would have like $18.
It is, right?
It is not me. And that person is yelling, cut it. As in cut the cord. That is shine down, cut the cord. Someone asked what that opening music was, and that is what it is. And it is the Matt Murphy Radio Show. And I'm glad that you're here. It's just after 6 o'clock. We've got Phineas Huckleberry, Tom T. Turkey in studio with us today. We also have an inflatable turkey with us as well. His name is Cameron Smith. And we've got some other fun guys like, Ken Weaver back in News Closet B, young Jackson Williams behind the glass, screening our telephone calls and making sure that everything that comes out of our speaker sounds as good as humanly possible. So I lost this. I wanted to comment on it because somebody was saying, why is Matt Murphy so worried about Afton Bain and not talking with Kamala Harris? And, here it is. 2242 writes in and says, the real question is, why the hell is Matt Murphy so damn worried to the point that you are crapping on yourself? Whoa, hold on now. That Kamala Harris happened not to meet Afton at the Roman. Ryman,
probably.
Yeah. And what law said that she must endorse her? Look more important issues. Trump is a pedo. So I'm going to read this one more time as written.
Okay.
The real question is, why the hell is Matt Murphy so damn worried to the point where you're craping yourself, because it's CRAPING, so that would be craping, yourself, that Kamala Harris happened not meet Afton at the Roman. And what law said that she must endorse her? Look at more important issues. Trump is a pedo. All right, a couple of things.
This should be good.
Number one, I would love to see the information that you have that Trump is a pedo. So just go ahead and provide that evidence and that information, and we'll...
That's a good starting place.
Yeah, that's a good place to start, because if you say that, declare in a declaratory way in that manner, then I would like to see that. Number two, there is, to my knowledge, Cameron, help me if I'm wrong, you have a law degree. I do not, so I default to you in these instances, but I do not believe that there is a law that says that Kamala Harris must endorse Afton Bain.
There is not.
Oh, very good. Thank you. Number three, I don't know where the Roman is.
Probably Italy.
I'm going to assume that we meant the Ryman.
Probably.
Where Kamala Harris was last night. And I am not craping on myself. And I'm not worried about it. I do find it interesting, and it is weird that Kamala Harris is doing this book tour around the United States of America. She has met with Democrat candidates around the country. She met with one in Massachusetts. She took pictures with that person. She endorsed that person. Are you not at all curious why she didn't do that with Afton Bain? I am. And I think I know the reason. And the reason is Afton Bain hates Justin Jones. And you know how I know that, Cameron?
How?
Afton Bain told me.
That's a good source.
Over coffee. And I don't know if it was supposed to be a private discussion or not, but whatever. Afton Bain said that she gets frustrated with Justin Jones because Justin Jones is 100% performative. And guess what Afton Bain is? Right on that issue.
Yeah.
And Afton, for whatever she is, and look, she's a trust fund baby, and she went to private school all of her life, and good for her. I don't believe that she's a creature of the real world. And like most true believer socialists, I don't think she understands how the real world works. But I think she's kind of a true believer in that respect.
Yeah, I don't think there's no reason for us to doubt that she holds her beliefs sincerely. I mean, I think that's fair.
I think part of why I think that and why I believe that is because Afton has expressed her frustration with people on the political left that she feels like are acting in their own interest and not the interest of the people that they claim to represent, like Justin Jones.
So the one thing I will say for her is I believe she's authentic. I believe she's campaigning along the lines of who she really is. And she is not afraid of conservatives. Like, she will talk to them. She will debate them.
She comes on my show.
She is not afraid.
I appreciate it.
And I respect that. Now, it's not my cup of tea politically.
Nope.
But I don't like Republicans who are afraid. Like, if you're a Republican congressman and you don't hold town halls because you're afraid that some liberals will come, then you're terrible and you should resign. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of how I feel about Democrats who do the same thing. Like, I would never go on the Matt Murphy show because, like, be a grown-up. Like, you can do it. And Afton does that. So I'll give her that credit.
So the question is not whether we're worried about Afton Bain or Kamala Harris or any of that. The question is, what was Afton? I am curious who prevented who from seeing who. And if I had to tell you, considering that Afton Bain just had David Hogg in district, considering that she invited Jasmine Crockett in district, you cannot find more liberal positions than those two hold. I would think that Afton Bain would consider it an honor, a privilege, and a great benefit to stand together with Kamala Harris on the stage of the Ryman. That did not happen.
Right.
And I think it did not happen on purpose, and I think it did not happen because of Justin Jones, because of their ongoing feud that no one in the mainstream media seems curious about, and no one in the mainstream media seems to feel like is fit to report.
Yeah. Well, shots fired on the Super Talk text line. Matt, you might offend Cameron. He totally went to private schools. I did.
That's true.
I went to Brentwood Academy. I went to Lipscomb Elementary, though. So I got my public school street cred before I went private.
Early on, Lipscomb.
Yeah. And I hate to break it to you, but the things that are in my inbox are so infinitely more offensive than anything I've ever heard from you guys.
Well, I mean, but here's the thing that y'all don't know about Cameron. And while I accept that it was law school, which is a little bit different, he eventually made his way.
That's a good point.
To the redneckiest of public schools.
That's fact.
In the form of the University of Alabama.
That is fair.
And he got his street learning.
I did.
On the streets of Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Those are tough streets, people.
I mean, you know,
they were so tough, God sent a tornado to wipe it out, and then it was rebuilt. So that's how rough it was.
True that. Mario writes in regarding nincompoops in the news today, there's a lot of votes coming in for me. A lot of votes coming in for me. You see it, Jackson. I see it as well. But Mario has made the point that I cannot bring professional nincompoops to an amateur nincompoop event, and which is what I did when I brought Representative Jasmine Crockett into the event. And Mario is suggesting that I should be disqualified as a result.
You've probably lost your eligibility because you went pro.
Maybe.
And I respect that.
I would suggest that in this NIL world that many of these nincompoops, while maybe they are officially amateur in status, they're earning a tidy income with their nincompoopery. No. Jasmine Crockett certainly is.
Except for the ATM guy. He didn't get
No, he never got his money. What do you do with it when you get home? Those things are not, I've seen videos. Those things are not easy to get into.
Yeah.
By design.
So I guess this is 2 years ago. We did a service project at one of the parks here in Nashville, and we were picking up trash. And we came across an ATM.
Oh, well.
Somebody had pried open and taken the cash boxes and flung them about, so it can be done.
Oh, well, good for them. Maybe it's easier than one thinks. You shouldn't divulge private conversations, Matt. That's a little low. Well, nobody ever said it was a private conversation, and it happened in a public place, 0152. And at no point do I recall anyone saying, hey, this is off the record, which, by the way, doesn't prevent people.
Doesn't really mean anything.
Doesn't really mean anything anyway, because I'm not a reporter. And while Afton might get a little upset that I would relate that to you, so be it. I mean, Afton will get over it. Most people that know Afton know this because she's not shy about it. So,
and she'll get over it. She's the kind of person that gets over that stuff.
Yeah,
and
she's fine.
You know.
She's fine. Seems like you might be trying to cause separation between Afton and black voters with this angle, a Democrat tactic. Shame. No, friend. 0152, call Afton Bain. I will attempt to get her on the show and ask her if she and Justin Jones have a good relationship, a good working relationship. She is not shy about providing this information. Justin Jones does not have a very good working relationship with anyone in politics because Justin Jones does not care about anyone else, does not care about advancing an agenda. He cares about himself and advancing his own privilege.
Yeah, and I want to be very clear here. Her disagreement with Jones is not because of the color of his skin. It's because of his performative behavior.
Correct. Let's talk about this. Let me start the conversation this way. Who is your least favorite member of the Trump administration?
My least favorite.
Might be a little unfair, but
yeah, Stephen Miller makes my skin crawl.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's just Stephen. You've met him, haven't you?
Yeah. When he was with Sessions' office.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't he kind of nerdy back then? I guess he's kind of nerdy now.
Yeah, I don't think that's changed, but that's fine. I would say that a close second for me is Pam Bondi.
Pam Bondi is mine. So that's a good. I'm sorry, I got distracted. 0152 is on a roll. That's a good answer. I said, who's your least favorite member of the Trump administration? And 0152 said Trump.
It's fair.
That's fair. Pam Bondi is, without a doubt, my answer. I do not get any confidence at any time that I see her on screen that she actually knows what she's talking about. Now, I can't say that about Kristi Noem. I can't say that about Tom Homan. I can't say that about Scott Bessent. I can't say that about Sean Duffy. I can't say that about Kash Patel. I can't say that about Bongino. I could go down the list.
Scott Bessent says some stuff that makes me sort of like, what did you say?
Well, we might have time to get into that, too. You talking about the $2,000 thing that he said recently?
Maybe they'll save it. Okay. Maybe.
That's an odd. Okay. If that's what you want to do with it, let's
Sure.
go. He was asked a question of whether or not giving Americans $2,000 checks would be naturally inflationary, and the answer is yes.
Yeah.
That has to be inflationary.
And there's several times with Bondi where she is the top law enforcement official in the United States, and she is engaged in, at least said things that I'm like, did you go to law school? Mm-hmm. Do you understand that like what you're saying is facially unconstitutional? And the answer is maybe.
Well, here's what she said earlier today about the passage of the Epstein, whatever we're calling it, the law, or the bill that has gone to the president's desk. No word on whether or not he has signed it quite yet. But here's what she said about how the Department of Justice would carry out this law should it be signed by the president of the United States. Here she is.
On the Epstein files, does the new investigation by the Southern District of New York U.S. Attorney prevent the department from releasing all of the remaining files?
So we have released over 33,000 Epstein documents to the Hill, and we'll continue to follow the law and to have maximum transparency. Also, we will always encourage all victims to come forward.
Okay. Reporters went on to ask her, and I have the clips, and I won't bother you with them, but in the interest of time, they went on to follow up and ask further questions, and she continued to say that we will continue to follow the law. We will continue to follow the law. Do you have any confidence that the Department of Justice, if, as Donald Trump said he will, if he signs the legislation that passed, I think only one lawmaker voted against it.
Clay Higgins out of Louisiana.
Mm-hmm. In the House, and it was unanimous consent in the Senate.
Yep.
If this is signed by the president, do you have confidence that they will be releasing the files within 30 days?
No, because they're already setting the table to not do that. And that is what super concerns me is these investigations in the Southern District of New York. Wait a minute. You're telling me that Democrats had time to investigate all this stuff, that the Trump administration had all this time to investigate all this stuff. You knew that this release stuff was percolating. You knew that this was coming, and the table is set for them to claim active investigation cover, and I just hope that I'm wrong.
I do too. Because if they do that, I don't know what I will mentally do with this. Because at that point, Donald Trump ran in 2016 on the concept of Washington, D.C. had become an insider country club cabal and that it was a swamp.
Drain the swamp, baby.
Drain the swamp. Tell me how Donald Trump isn't a part of a swamp if Trump allows this to happen in his administration. And I do not want this to be true, and I hope that it is not true. But if you set up investigations for the purpose of explaining to the American people that you cannot release the documents that the Congress of the United States of America just declared that you should be releasing, if you set these investigations in motion for the purpose of saying, hey, I'm sorry, there are investigations in motion that prevent this information from being released, that is as swampy as it gets.
Yeah, and if you do it, and the timing, because this is like last week that it was, we got to look into the Democrats
and we got to look into all of these other people.
Yeah,
that's right.
The timing of this is very clearly in relation to this leak. And people are smart enough to know that, right? And say, okay, dude, you clearly had plenty of time to dig into this. You know what's in each one of those files. You could have investigated this a long time ago, and you didn't. And what they're hoping is that you're too stupid to know that, we can't.
I don't think MAGA voters will put up with it.
I don't either. This is not a close issue. This is like a 80-90% want this stuff released and transparent. There are a couple people like Clay Higgins, the one, who are like, you know what? I don't even care about transparency. We're not doing this. He's the one.
Unless there is some lightning bolt involved in all of this. And if that's the case, then that's bad too, right? But unless there's some lightning bolt of information that is involved in all of this, my advice, not that the president's taking advice from me, is dump it.
Yes.
Dump it like the day before Thanksgiving.
Yes.
And it will be done before Christmas.
Yes. Unless there's evidence of you committing a crime, which is a bigger issue. Imagine a world in which there is evidence that the president of the United States committed a crime in this. And he just is covering it up, and so are all the Republicans. The Republican Party would never be allowed to run for office ever again.
So I don't know why Pam Bondi seems to be obfuscating or whatever it is she's doing. I got one more clip that I will play. It's 24 after the hour. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Matt Murphy, Cameron Smith for a few more moments. Thank you to Ken Weaver holding down the fort in News Closet B. Jackson Williams holds down the fort in his little area. That's what we call the control room. Jackson was just saying that if he had to listen to this hum all day for 4 hours a day, that it would drive you insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think it's working on me. I don't think I've had the focus today that I needed. I think it's because of Huckleberry Phineas Huckleberry Tom T. Turkey. I think that's the problem. He's the problem back there. Why are you shaking your head? I can't get his name right?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's part of it. I might sound bad, but I don't sound this bad. Here's Pam Bondi talking about what they'll do if this law goes to the president of the United States.
Files. Does the new investigation by the Southern District of New York U.S. Attorney prevent the department from releasing all of the remaining files?
This is going to give us the back end of this comment.
So we have released over 33,000 Epstein documents to the Hill, and we'll continue to follow the law and to have maximum transparency. Also, we will always encourage all victims to come forward.
What are the next steps, Madam Attorney General, for the DOJ regarding what we assume President Trump will sign into law with the Epstein files? Is this going to be on the Justice Department website? What are you doing here over the next 30 days as we understand it?
We will continue to follow the law with maximum transparency while protecting victims.
Okay, so she just said the same thing that she said to the other question. She just repeated the same thing, which does not give me confidence that she really has anything else to say other than what someone has told her.
Yeah, of course.
All right. But it's going to get worse.
Madam Attorney General, do you mean that you will provide all the files by 30 days?
We will follow the law. The law passed both chambers last evening. It has not yet been signed, but we will continue to follow the law, again, while protecting victims, but also providing maximum transparency.
So she said the same thing 3 times. We will continue to follow the law while providing maximum transparency. Do you believe that they've been providing maximum transparency?
No.
I don't either, and that's the whole point. That's the whole problem, is that your statement is predicated on something that we know not to be true.
Well, and Massey actually knew this. He's a smart guy. And so the language that is sitting on Trump's desk basically says any sort of exception to this has to be very narrowly tailored.
And I think they have to bring it before a bipartisan commission and justify the retractions.
Yeah, I don't know that piece. I do know that the language is basically you got to give it all up, and it's just real tight on what you can excuse. But they're already setting the table. Follow the law. So you're telling me you're not going to break the law? Wow.
Well, that's what they're doing. So, and that's what frustrates me. She regurgitates the same thing 3 times, which doesn't give me any confidence that she has a mental ability to absorb questions asked and just answer them instead of running back to her piece of paper. She's fearful she's going to say something wrong. And if the Attorney General of the United States of America is fearful that they're going to stand at a press conference and say something wrong, then I don't have confidence that that person needs to be Attorney General of the United States.
Yeah, and she's clearly been coached on this. Like, it is very clearly, hey, we've already discussed what we're going to do when Trump signs this thing, and we have a game plan, and so you need to say, follow the law, follow the law, follow the law, but do not commit to releasing anything. And I'm telling you, man, where we're headed, they're going to sit on stuff, and we're going to be doing this all over because they're going to say, well, active investigation, and you're just going to have to call BS and say, no. I mean, there is no active investigation. We all know that. Or you should have done this already, so why didn't you?
Well, and that goes back, and I don't, this is earth that we've tilled time and again. But what you cannot do, you ran on this idea. Donald Trump campaigned on this idea. Is it a smaller thing in the grand scheme of things? Yeah, I mean, I would agree with you, but it is not a small thing emotionally to the American people. That this is a symbol of the transparency that you promised to give us in government. Besides that, we're talking about a man that abused underage girls and used his power
to influence. This is a no-brainer to release.
This is an absolute no-brainer, and you promised to do it. And then when you won the election and you got inaugurated, you appointed and got confirmed people that were running around a year ago screaming, I know where the black books are, and I'm going to, day one, we're going to get them out there. I mean, Dan Bongino and Kash Patel and Pam Bondi said, day one, we're going to release this information.
I'm old enough to remember when they released notebooks on this to social media influencers.
And that's another piece on this that just makes me want to barf. That day, I remember I was on air when that happened, and that day they walked out of the we're going to have influencers and we're going to release it to them. My point was, one, why are you releasing this information to a select group of people? Why don't release it to everyone?
Everybody.
Number 2, it was nothing. It was nothing that had not already been released. Number 3, they had these binders that said Epstein Files Phase 1.
It's a show.
It was so cute, and they were all holding them up and they were smiling. And they gave away swag to these people. They gave them hats and other crap, and it just made me want to puke. And I love Trump, and I love his administration, and nothing that I'm saying takes away from that, but it's just very frustrating when you're talking about 15-year-old girls being raped.
Yeah.
When they're walking down the way, yay, look what we got. Look what we got. You got nothing. And then they said, oh, phase 2's coming, and it
never came.
Never came.
Well, and look, there's one question I keep asking myself. What if it was your daughter? What if it was somebody close to you that this happened to, and you think that what's happened to date is acceptable? And my answer is just unequivocally no.
And I believe from a political perspective, like I said, that unless there is some lightning bolt, unless there is some bombshell contained within these files that we don't know about, you dump it, you release it. Whatever little nitpicking that the mainstream media can do, they will do, and they will be done with it before Christmas.
And the problem is, if there is that lightning rod bombshell,
we need to know that
you're
too.
covering up a crime.
Right. And I don't believe for a moment that Donald Trump engaged in a crime, but if others did,
Yeah.
We should know about that
Yes.
too.
And look, if President Trump did,
We should know
about
that
it too. I don't believe that either. I think if the Biden administration could not find evidence that Trump committed a crime in those files, come on. Really?
And I don't for a second believe that they didn't look. I mean, of course they did.
Yes.
9929 says, I'm 100% with you. It's not like JFK files in this day and age. They hide files. They hide it all day. But in this day and age, we should be able to see everything. The federal government also has a habit, and Cameron and I have talked about this for as long as we've known each other, that if the federal government doesn't think that the average plebes need to know something, you know what they do? They just classify it.
Yeah.
Sources and methods.
Yeah.
And we overclassify so much in this country.
Amen.
And classification systems should be there for very specific and very narrow reasons. We should see everything else. The people should be able to access all of this.
Yeah, I mean, it's just narrowly tailored, and we've never done that. We feel like you just slap a label on it if you don't want to have to explain it. Like, you just, it's classified. Okay, cool.
Well, and 3812 writes in and says, the fact that someone has already mentioned national security confirms what we all already know. And I'm fearful of that, too. And what I'm here to tell y'all is if this happens, I don't know what I do with the Trump administration after this.
It's that big of a deal.
And I'm just being honest. And I know that some of you will throw me off a cliff, and that's fine. I'm just telling you, in my heart and in my soul, if they do what I'm fearful that they're about to do and say, well, we've got ongoing investigation, so we can't release any of this information right now, my instincts tell me I'm done with it. And I don't want to be done with it. I want to see America back to the America that I love. I think that Trump can do so many of those things to get us back to where we need to be.
But not if you're saying I'm a swamp critter.
But that's exactly right. It's one thing to talk about this issue with the seriousness that it deserves, but then you add on top of that you act like that thing which you've told me for the last 10 years that you hate and detest, and you become that.
Yeah.
Then I got to be out. I've got to go.
Yeah.
And I don't want to go.
This should be a slam dunk. It should just be, hey, look, here's what we got. It's boring.
And you take a parade. And if you're Trump, you know what you do? You take a damn parade lap. And you let people say what they're going to say, that you held it for 10 months or whatever. You take a parade lap. You say, I did what Biden couldn't do. I did what Biden wasn't willing to do. I made this happen.
Do you want the ultimate flex for Trump? If he wants to have an administration that can rock and roll, you say, you see these powerful people? You see them in these files?
We're not going to let them.
They can't buy me.
That's right.
And so I am shining a light here, and they can deal with it because you shouldn't have to. And come on. At that point, he's going to get so much political capital, even if this is his last term, right? If he's a lame duck, they'd say, look, here's the guy who stared down the billionaires and said, you know what?
I love that.
I can't
be
a winner.
Bought. I know this is going to hurt a lot of people, and I'm sorry, but you shouldn't have hurt little girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, and bottom line. 5143, you're going to have to explain what that means to me. Matt, you have developed tunnel vision. I don't know.
You are getting older.
I don't know what that means. My vision is garbage. And also, this is curious. 5920 says, Afton Bain is at Walmart in Goodlettsville acting stupid. Tell me more.
Yes, I am now intrigued.
What was the old line from Django Unchained? Gentlemen, you had my curiosity, but now you have my attention. You've got my attention on that one. Sally says, if Donald Trump pulls the stunt you guys are talking about, Republicans will lose the midterms. Donald Trump will be impeached. The only difference will be I will support it this time. I'm tired of politicians lying their asses off.
Me too.
I'm too. That's why I mean this with the sincerity that I'm about to say it. It's why I pray that he doesn't do this. I really do.
Just
because I have to be out.
I feel Bondi setting the table, and that's what makes me so uncomfortable. That's what makes me afraid too. Yeah.
Well, they did it before, man, and I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt, and I tried to forget about it, and I tried to put it behind me, and I tried to say, oh, there are more important things that we need to deal with. When they did that stupid phase one, and then they came out and somebody said, oh, well, that was phase one, so where's phase two? And then they said, oh, well, the Southern District of New York, and they've got all the information, and we don't really have the information, and we'll try to get it. Then they got it, and then they came back, and Bongino and Kash Patel said, there's really not anything here. And we're like, what?
Well, but that's the problem, is that we're in a political environment right now where the ask of the American people from everybody is don't remember things. Don't remember what we said and did previously.
Right.
Like, just live in the moment and trust us. And I got one for you guys. If you're trusting the political class, you're doing it wrong. Like, conservative, liberal, whatever, you need to be a little skeptical of power. That's as American as it gets.
I agree. Speaking of America, have you heard about hurricane season?
I have not.
So we're about to be done with hurricane season in the next 11 days.
Okay.
11 days from now, hurricane season is officially done.
Yeah.
11 or 12. Do you know how many hurricanes have hit landfall in the United States of America this year?
None.
0. Do you know how many hurricanes have made it to the Gulf of America?
2.
0.
Really?
That's right, Cameron. You see, when it was the stupid Gulf of Mexico, hurricanes all over that joint. But when we put Gulf of America on that label, scared them away.
That's reasonable.
I think it's perfectly reasonable. Listening to you guys the last 15 minutes, you talking is making me think he does have something. Well, I mean, right?
Finish reading the things.
Listening to the last 15 minutes of you guys talking is making me think that he does have something to hide.
Yeah, and if that's not the case, that's the impression that it gives,
Right.
which is it hurts Trump to do this.
And I think that I speak a little Trump. I don't pretend that I speak Trump as well as some. But I think I speak Trump a little. And I can't interpret this. You can tell me it's 5D chess till the cows come home. Explain to me what the play is here. Explain to me the end game here. I'm listening. The only thing that I can figure is you're doing this because you don't like the idea of being told what to do,
Sure.
which I'm sure that's a part of it. Or there's something in there that you're hiding for other people. I don't believe you're hiding things for yourself, because I think the Biden people would
already got it.
have already gotten it. So then you're hiding things for other people, or what?
Nothing.
Or nothing, right?
Or this is the Mark Sanchez butt fumble of politics. I mean, this is how in the world, and to see Mike Johnson so upset at transparency, like, I'm very concerned about what?
And it once again circles back to the beginning.
Yeah,
The
every time.
reason the man won election was because people were sick of this type
Amen.
of garbage out of Washington, D.C.
We would be transparent, but your head might explode. Try me.
Yeah, give me a go.
Yeah.
Let me know.
Let's see if we can handle it.
Let's find out together. Let's find out
Amen.
what will happen together. It's 52 after the hour on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Super Talk 99.7 WTN, wrapping up a pretty good Wednesday edition of the Matt Murphy Show, if I do say so myself. I think I've got brain rot because of Phineas Huckleberry, Tom T. Turkey. Did I get it right, Jackson? I think I did.
Yeah, finally.
Phineas Huckleberry, Tom T. Turkey, who is in studio with us. And we're going to leave Phineas Huckleberry, Tom T. Turkey alert.
Yes.
We're going to keep him on post throughout the course of the evening, and we're going to leave him for Dan Mattis in the morning and see how that works. We are going to place him in a position of prominence in the corner of the room. I'm letting all of y'all know. Y'all need to be up at 5 o'clock in the morning and listen to how Dan reacts to this.
And you need to make sure that Dan knows not to touch the turkey, but don't tell him why.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, that is very important. Tell him on the Super Text line, under no circumstances are you to touch the turkey.
Right.
We're going to leave a little Posty note that says, don't gobble my waggle.
Yes.
Wait, don't gobble my waddle. That's what I was trying to say.
That works.
I don't know what a waggle is on a turkey.
He won't either. So it's great.
It works. Matt, can you play the Memphis Guys' great saying before the end of the show? Oh, I don't think we have it. Do we have it, Jackson? Oh, Jackson might have it. We might be able to get it. Did you hear this?
No.
Senator Brent Taylor? He was talking about this judge in Tennessee that ruled against Bill Lee. Let's see if Jackson can get it up before the time is out. I think I can remember it. He said that he was trying to understand what her lot. You got it? Listen to this. This is pretty good.